seriously feel like it's some kind of conspiracy. I think every YouTuber has gone through this issue where you've been recording for like a few minutes and you realize that you didn't hit the mic button to record the actual anyway. So I was recording without sound for about 3 minutes. Not only that, it's just like every helicopter and airplane that decides to pass by all at once the second I hit record. It's like, oh my gosh, are you serious? And then my neighbor decides to turn on his motorcycle and just leave it running for like 20 minutes for no reason. The second I hit record, literally. Anyway, let's start this over again. See a neighbor finally taking off after you've been sitting there for 20 minutes with your motorcycle on. Anyway, I want to start this video by just asking you guys a quick question. What do you guys think of this name change? I actually don't like the name politics in my name. So I'm actually going to be changing it to be, and this might be too long. If I have to shorten it down, or if I just maybe I'll just call it the last two parts of this, but tell me what you guys think of this. My channel is going to be renamed to Mr. Matt's Forward Humantics. Now, what Humantics is human-based politics. Everything that I want to talk about in my channel is in relation to politics and humanity, so I figured maybe I'll just crunch the two words together and create Humantics. So tell me what you guys think of that down below. I appreciate the feedback. All right, let's get started on today's topic. Now, let me make sure, because I've messed up and I've already had to re-record this part a few times. So am I recording? Yes. Am I recording? There. Yes. Okay, we're good. So I've been looking into Andrew Yang's new website, and it's really fascinating to me. Honestly, I'm mind blown. He has done more than I ever expected him to ever do with this movement. He basically used the Democratic Party as a stepping stone to get his message out there. Because realistically, although it's kind of hard to understand how deep and rot the Democratic Party is, after the first few races and the way the electorate has played out through Super Tuesday up to this point, it's become quite obvious that there is a major problem within politics as it stands currently. There's a major problem with the news organizations as they stand, and there's a major problem with the ability to get this big, important message out to the public the way we should. And it seems like Andrew Yang has covered all these grounds magnificently. I mean, it was a bit strange when you think about it, him going out and becoming a CNN contributor and, being on he's basically become a talking head on CNN, which I think has been a little bit controversial to some people, because a lot of people do view CNN as fake news because it actually is fake news. And they just, hearing Andrew Yang talk about anything truthful on CNN, the moderators immediately go to their bubble, they even start attacking Andrew Yang. Oh, maybe she wants to become a Fox News contributor. You became one for us. Shut the F up.
Tulsi Gabbard could be having an event right now, just no one's going to cover it. As a candidate,
I'm thinking
you actually know that if someone had an event right now, there's a good chance they just don't get it covered. So if you were a campaign and you knew you were going to get coverage, of course you'd give us a speech, but they're just not going to get covered.
Really? Yeah. She was down.
Why is Tulsi still in, do you think?
I think she's running for different reasons than many other candidates. I mean, she already said she's not running for Congress anymore. She's got a different agenda.
So the conversation.
What's the agenda?
Yeah, what is it?
To be a Fox contributor, isn't it? I mean, I don't have any information. I'm just assuming.
That's basically how they treat him. But so he's actually tackling the problem of the news organizations not being truthful and being really in the bubbles and taking political sides, even though they claim to be neutral. He's tackling that head on. That's great. Now, he used the Democratic Party as a stepping stone to create this movement that otherwise would be left in the dust, and really it's long overdue, which is to implement a universal basic income, to take control of our data, to make everything centered around humanity. For a long time, for a very long time actually, ever since, this has probably happened since before I started college. So I was in community college, and I was struggling to get by, and the best part that I had was that my parents let me live with them. And gosh, trying to get a job, trying to pay for school, and then going into debt, trying to pay for school, and just trying to work yourself to death, basically, just to pay off loans, just to have a somewhat decent life. At a certain point, I realized that the world is controlled by evil right now. And evil has taken hold of money. And this kind of mistakes money for evil. But money is not really evil. It's really a neutral thing that can either be used by evil or by good, depending on how it's actually handled. And at some point, I just feel like evil has taken over and has taken control of money, and every decision that money is attached to has this evil element into it. For the fact that you need to work a job in order to pay for your necessities, you need to work for someone else or find your own way. It's just the way the system is. It's kind of messed up, and it's kind of why I get why a lot of people are attached to Bernie Sanders and his movement right now, because he points at these billionaires that have obtained all the money, which is not really the fault of them or the fault of it's really the fault of the way the system is currently set up. And truthfully, Andrew Yang is the only one that has a good solution to this, and him moving forward with his website is absolutely genius in my mind. He, like I said earlier, he created this momentum from the Democratic Party getting on the debates, being on the Joe Rogan podcast. He's actually gained enough people to create this movement and to build upon it and keep building and building and building. And now that he's no longer attached to the Democratic Party, he's not running in the elections anymore, the news organizations are more willing to let him on and talk and discuss his talking points. So it's almost like he's manipulating them, and this is really in a good way, because he's able to get his message out there. He's able to gain more support. He doesn't have to rush and hit these deadlines. The only thing he has to do is over the next 3 to 4 years, keep building, keep spreading the message, keep relying on us to keep spreading his message about humanity first, about universal basic income, about the fact that every single time you go to a website and you hit I agree, that data that they collect is all theirs and we're not getting any of it. They're literally stealing this information from us. Anyway, these important issues that we've been facing for many, many years, he's finally bringing to light, and he's doing it in an absolutely genius way. If you haven't looked at the website, it's movehumanityforward.com. I really urge you to look into it, and honestly, you should really donate to it. So I'll leave a link down below so you can check out the website and possibly consider donating to this really great cause that is Move Humanity Forward, which, again, it's the reason why I named my channel Matt's Forward Politics, is because I believe in moving humanity forward. And now, like I said, I'm probably going to change my name to Mr. Matt's Forward Humantics, because I want to combine politics with humanity, and I want to make them the same thing. This is really what Andrew Yang's trying to do, so I think it makes sense. Anyway, if you've checked out the website and you've gone over it, do you have any concerns about it? Do you think that there's anything that could be portrayed as negative about it? Otherwise, I think it looks pretty good. It looks like they're mainly going to be a social welfare nonprofit, in that they're going to implement universal basic income in certain communities or to certain families that probably need it the most. So this will give us a lot of really much needed data behind how a universal basic income will impact people's lives directly. This is really what we need moving forward. And this is one of the things that Andrew Yang lacked in his campaign. Thank you guys for listening, and I really want to hear your guys' thoughts on the new website that Andrew Yang released and the structure behind it, the overall meanings that it's going to bring to people's lives, the voice that it brings to a much needed movement that we've been lacking in our society for a very long time. For a very long time. Anyway, I appreciate you guys watching my videos like always, and thank you guys for staying tuned. Now at this point, it looks like Bernie Sanders is down, and I don't want to keep pushing on attacking them while they're down and possibly out at this point, so we'll just let that play out. Anyway, thank you guys for staying tuned, and like always, don't forget humanity first. I think we're finally going into an age where good can finally reign again.